It is Black Sabbath Sunday. Black Sabbath Sunday! Today, let's draw inspiration from a powerful piece of music that has transcended generations with its raw message and vivid imagery. War Pigs by Black Sabbath. This iconic song with its haunting lyrics and gripping melody serves as a profound commentary on the futility and devastation of war. Through its stark and unflinching portrayal, War Pigs exposes the true nature of those who orchestrate conflicts from the shadows and the harrowing impact on those forced to fight. Ozzy Osbourne's chilling vocals and Tony Iommi's thunderous guitar riffs paint a vivid picture of the grotesque and sinister nature of war. The song is not merely a collection of powerful words and sounds. It's a cry against the senseless destruction that war brings, urging us to reflect deeply on the human cost of these conflicts. Now, to understand the absurdity of war, let's consider some statistics. According to the Peace Research Institute Oslo, over 108 million people have died in wars in the 20th century alone. The Stockholm International Peace Research Institute reported that global military spending in 2020 was $1.98 trillion. Imagine the possibilities for humanity if even a fraction of this amount was invested in, say, education, healthcare, or sustainable development. In many instances, it appears that the world is just run by old men, clinging to outdated beliefs that war is the solution to problems. These leaders, often from older generations, continue to perpetuate the myth that military might and conflict can solve international disputes. This mentality is starkly illustrated by historical and ongoing conflicts, where the decision makers are far removed from the front lines, leaving the youth to bear the brunt of their decisions. Consider the Vietnam War, a conflict primarily driven by geopolitical strategies of older leaders. The average age of a U.S. soldier in Vietnam was just 19, while the decision makers were typically in their 50s and 60s. This war, intended to stop the spread of communism, resulted in over 3 million deaths, including more than 58,000 Americans, and left a legacy of trauma and devastation. Now, despite the immense loss, it ultimately did not achieve its intended goals, proving that war is not the answer to complex political problems. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the absurdity of war. Inspired by the message within this legendary song, picture this: generals gathered in their masses, conjuring plans for destruction with a fervor that rivals witches at a dark ritual. These evil minds are dedicated to constructing death and chaos, while in the fields, bodies burn and the relentless war machine continues to churn. What does this bring to mankind? Nothing but death and hatred, poisoning the minds of those who are brainwashed by the rhetoric of war. The architects of these conflicts, the politicians, hide themselves away. They start the wars, but they never step on to the battlefield. They leave that burden to the poor, the innocent, and the ones who have no say in the matter. Time will tell the true nature of their power-hungry minds, as they wage wars not out of necessity, but for their amusement. They treat human lives like pawns in a chess game, moving them without regard for the consequences. But rest assured, their judgment day will come. Envision a world where the darkness of war has stopped turning, leaving only ashes in its wake. The power of those warmongers will be no more. The hour of reckoning will strike, and on that day, they will be called to account for their actions. The war pigs, as they were once called, will find themselves on their knees, begging for mercy for their sins. And while they plead, envision the ultimate irony. The very evil they unleash now mocks them, spreading its wings and laughing at their downfall. Let this be a reminder to us all of the ridiculous nature of war and the inevitable justice that follows. O Lord, let us strive for peace and understanding for the sake of all humanity. Just as Black Sabbath's War Pigs has echoed through the years, resonating with the truth about the horrors of war, let our voices rise in unison to denounce war and advocate for a future where peace and compassion prevail. Imagine a world where the $1.98 trillion spent on military endeavors is instead used to build a brighter, more equitable future for all. Let us work towards that vision, inspired by the message of this powerful song, War Pigs. Thank you.